Welcome back to the show, the eternal show. We're never gonna die. We're gonna live forever. I've started washing my hair more frequently, and now I'm doing it 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, as opposed to once a week, because I decided I wanted to wash it more often. Why do you need smack? Were you brushing your teeth?
I washed my hair, I rinsed it, I washed my face, I washed my armpits, and then I brushed my teeth.
You're fully cleaned.
I am fully cleaned. My grundle doesn't matter at all, but my face looks good.
Your grundle smells like a dead bird.
Hey, that's really offensive. I work very hard on my grundle. Welcome, everyone, to AAWY, the And Also With You podcast from Affable Idiots. Every week, join us and all of your other lifelong friends as we laugh together, we share secrets, and we strengthen our friendships on this off-color, Mr. Rogers-esque show. I'm one of your hosts, Chad Michaelinis, and with me here, I've got Jesse Neal.
Hi.
And all of your other lifelong friends listening and watching across un globo. That's a balloon.
Ooh,
but it also could be a globe.
Luftballon.
I'm so happy to be here with all of you.
And also with you.
Jesse, I'm going to start today by asking you a question, and I want you to answer it honestly.
Girl Scouts honor.
Girl Scouts honor is not a thing. You just say Scouts honor. I know, because I'm a girl and a scout.
Perfect. Well, I'm stupid.
Jesse, what's one thing that's annoyed you this week?
I have to tell you. It's our president.
Oh,
Sorry.
My God. No,
That's been what's most on my mind this week. With all the dumb shit. The asking of the Supreme Court to get rid of Obamacare, the whole Russia and the bounties on our soldiers, and then the Today tweeting out a video of some old people in Florida saying white power.
Yep, and thanking
them.
Yep.
Oh, well, so he deleted that tweet, but
after
an
several
activist
hours,
that I followed,
like it wasn't like a.
I mean, it took him a while. I mean, the fact that he posted it at all, like. We all know what this man is, but I had a screenshot of the tweet itself, and an activist that I follow just tweeted the video that he retweeted. So I retweeted that and then put an image of the tweet, and I was like, Trump deleted real Donald Trump, whatever, deleted the tweet, but the internet remembers. I should have said like Pepperidge Farm. The internet remembers. Oh my gosh. So that's what I've been annoyed with this week, honestly. Mostly that, and the fact that there are just so many evil, racist, awful people, and it makes me not want to have kids. So I'm annoyed.
Same. Except I still want kids.
I do too, but I'm just, it's like, do I want to bring them into this?
Do I, Mitchell?
Do I? So that's what's been annoying me this week. What's been annoying you? I'd like to know.
I would say samesies.
Yeah.
And also Alto, Balto, Alto, Age of Ultron, Oliver Twist.
Stupid.
It is so stupid. I'm playing a lot of video games this week. I played The Last of Us Part 2. I think I mentioned that last time. I beat it last weekend. But I'm starting to try to play it again. But there's another video game called Alan Wake that we have to play because of a commitment we made on our other podcast, Respawn Aim Fire, that we would play it by the end of the month and review it.
Have you guys heard of that podcast?
What podcast? Is it Respawn Aim Fire, an Affable Idiots podcast, the Kick-Ass Irreverent Gaming podcast? Oh my God, let's go to that and subscribe to it. And Alan Wake is not good. It's one of the worst games I've ever played. So I had to play that a lot this week to finish it, when I really, really wanted to be playing The Last of Us again so that I could emotionally wreck me and stunt me for life. So.
Yes, I love being emotionally wrecked and stunted. I love doing stunts.
Me too. I do my own stunts. So yeah, that's been annoying to me this week, having to play a very trash game when I have other games that I would like to be playing instead. But if that's all that's annoying, it means life is kind of okay, even though we're in one of the shittiest years known to man.
Known to history of life.
Of planet Earth. But Jesse, let's move on and have some fun with a little healthy competition.
Let's play.
So this healthy competition is the successor to last week, only in timeline, not in anything else. So last week's game was Banging Out a Tingle, where we looked at, what's his name, Chuck Tingle?
Chuck Tingle.
We tried to guess whether it was a Chuck Tingle novel that was written that was one of, like, I still cannot believe these things exist. These books exist. Or it was something
It's
that's made
amazing.
up. I failed miserably. I think I got 6 out of 30 points possible.
Yep. You did.
So that was fun. But this week we have a game. In the past, we've done a couple of things. We've done a game where we call the Movie Poop Challenge. Or the Movie Poop
Such
game.
a classic.
Yeah. It's
One
where
of our
you
most listened to episodes.
That's true. That's very true. In fact, maybe our most listened to episode. Where you replace the one word in a movie title with the word poop. And it's just amazing and hilarious. Like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Poop or the Poop of Secrets. And you just do that. Poop
AI,
Park.
artificial poop.
Right.
Doesn't make sense.
So there's a whole episode of us doing that for probably a good half hour of just laughing about movie poop titles. We've also done a game in the past where I sing about a jingle.
Jingle that, what'd you call it?
Jingle that booty.
Butt?
Jingle that booty. Where I replace the words of a jingle, a popular jingle, with butt-related words, and then you have to guess what that jingle was. We're going to kind of combine those two this week in honor of this weekend. This weekend is July 4th, our nation's Independence Day, ID4, Will Smith. Woo! Ha ha! That is this weekend. That was my Will Smith.
That's a good Will Smith laugh.
Thank you.
Oh my god!
Scientology.
I was just listening to the Wild Wild West earlier today.
Very good. Very good. So, in celebration of America, and also in celebration of Hamilton the Musical coming out on Disney Plus this Friday, July 3rd.
Yes.
O'Reilly's Auto Parts.
Auto farts.
We are going to play a game called the Hamilton Lyrics Poop Challenge.
Let's do it.
I have 15 lyrics pulled straight from the Hamilton musical, and you are a self-proclaimed Hamilton geek. You once took a picture with Lin-Manuel Miranda on the toilet right after he filed a restraining order. You are that big of a Hamilton fan.
Yes.
Is that correct?
I am best friends with Lin-Manuel, aside from the fact that I can't get within 500 feet of him forever. Oh, what if that were true?
What if? So I've got 15.
I do love Hamilton.
It's great. Hamilton's great. I'm very excited to watch it this weekend. I've got 15 lyrics pulled straight from Hamilton, the soundtrack. Mm-hmm. I've replaced one word of these lyrics with poop.
Ooh, fun.
Your job is to figure out what the word that was replaced with poop is. And here's the thing. We're playing by Jeopardy rules, so you can't just say the answer. You might want to write this down. You have to say this sentence every time you answer. Trebek, in that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is... And then you say the word.
I am going to write this down. Let's see, because I don't want to forget that.
Right.
Trebek, in that hit Hamilton. I'm realizing I could have just typed this and put it up on my computer screen.
Yeah, that might have been easier.
It's 1990. Trebek, in that hit Hamilton
hoedown.
Mm-hmm. What comes next?
Poop is blank.
Poop is...
But don't say blank. Replace
is.
Blank with whatever the answer is, like whatever the actual real word in the lyrics is.
Beautiful. Now, are you Alex Trebek? Are you going to don a really big gray mustache?
Nope. I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to be singing these Hamilton lyrics, but you're going to call me Trebek. It's like a sexual thing when people call their partners daddy, but they're not actually
Perfect. But now it's Trebek.
Right, exactly. I want you, the next time you and Kasey are doing it, I want you to call him Trebek.
Tickle me, Trebek.
Ew, gross. So I'm gonna do a demo so you can understand how it goes. And you're gonna have 10 seconds. 10 seconds in order to get the whole answer out.
Beautiful.
The demo would be, I'm just like my country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my poop.
Trebek, and that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is shot.
Very good. You answered that with 6 seconds
I'm
remaining.
young,
For those of you watching at
like
home, you see the counter.
I'm
That's
young,
exactly why I chose that one.
scrappy, and hungry. Sorry.
So, Jesse, I think this is going to be kind of easy, but it's still going to be fun. Are you ready to start Hamilton Lyrics Poop Challenge?
I'm not just ready. I'm ready spaghetti.
Ready, spaghetti. Here we go. Number 1. How does a bastard poop, son of a whore, and a Scotsman dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot?
I don't remember.
Oh, 3 seconds left.
Trebek, in that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is son? I don't know.
Nope. The correct word is orphan. How does a bastard orphan son of a whore?
Yep. Jeez.
All right.
It's hard because Trebek in that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop takes up most of my time.
I know. That's why it's so stupid.
Oh, jeez.
All right. That's okay. That was a hard one. This one I think you're gonna get pretty easily. Ready? Raise a poop to freedom, something they can never take away. Go.
Oh gosh, I'm not even sure if I know this one either. Trebek, in that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is
time is up.
it's fist or glass.
It's glass. We'll give it to you. We'll give it to you.
That's what I thought. It's glass.
All right. Number 3. You're gonna get this one because you were just talking about this song. 'Cause when push comes to shove, I will kill your friends and family to remind you of my poop.
Oh, Trebek, in that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is love.
Yes, it is. Very good. You had 6 seconds left on that one. Look at that. Boop, proud of you. Number 4. We are outgunned, outmanned, outpooped, and outplanned.
Outgunned, outmanned, out.
5 seconds left.
I don't know. Oh my gosh. Trebek, in that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is.
Time's up. What's your answer? Oh, I'm
Ammoed.
sorry. The answer is outnumbered, outplanned.
No, oh, I feel so stupid. I'm getting into my head.
Yeah, it's part of it is the time limit, like knowing that. Oh my god, I only have a couple seconds to answer this, and then.
And I gotta get this weird sentence out.
Yep.
I'm just all right. Come on.
You ready for number 5?
Let's do it. I'm 2 for 4.
Dying is easy, young man. Pooping is harder. Go.
Oh, Trebek, in that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is living.
Very good. That is correct. You are 3 for 5 right now. Not bad. Not bad. And again, there were 15 total. All right. Okay, here we go. Poop into your eyes and the sky's the limit. I'm helpless. Go.
Trebek, in that hit Hamilton hoedown, pop poop is look.
Very good. Excellent job. 4 seconds remaining on the clock. You are now 4 for 6.
I'm 46.
You are 46 years young. You look beautiful.
Young.
Young.
Are you
Carl
hitting on
Jung.
me? Just kidding.
Number 7. Love doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saint. It takes and it poops and it takes. Go.
Trebek, in that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is. Is it
2 seconds.
Kids?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or is
The
it
correct
takes
answer
again?
is takes again. Yes, that was a tricky one.
Damn it.
Because it's just
That
takes
was.
again. Takes and it takes and it takes.
Damn it. I'm helpless. Helpless. So what am I now?
You
4
are
for 7?
4 for 7, yes.
Cool.
I've forgotten how this one goes. Okay, I got it now. Ready? You're on your own. Awesome. Poop. Go.
You're on your own. Awesome. Poop.
Yep. 5 seconds.
Okay, Trebek, that hit Hamilton hoedown is.
Time's
great.
up. Nope. Sorry. The correct answer is wow. You're on your own. Awesome.
Right.
Wow.
Wow. That's right. Damn it. To remind you of my love.
We are just over halfway through this one. This one's a long one. Keep your ears ready. Why do you write like you're running out of time? Write day and night like you're running out of time. Every day you poop like you're running out of time. Go.
Trebek, and that hit Hamilton hoedown poop is right?
Oh, I'm sorry. The correct answer is fight.
Damn it!
Every day you fight like you're running out of time.
I'm just getting into my head.
You
getting
are.
into my head.
So we are, what
It's
number was
that
that?
damn restraining order.
That's what it is. This is number 9 now, so you're 4 for 8. Number 9. Poop, Eliza, and Peggy, the Schuyler sisters.
Oh my gosh.
3 seconds.
Trebek, and that hit Hamilton hoedown poop is...
I'm sorry, time's up.
Oh my god.
The correct answer is Angelica.
What is it?
Eliza.
Yep.
I purposely put that one in there because
Damn it.
I think it was last week, you and I just having a conversation, we both forgot what that person's name was. So now it's...
Yep, so that's why you put it in there. Good job.
That's why I put it in there. Yep. Turns out you didn't learn a thing.
No, forgot it again. Classic Jesse.
Classic Vlasic pickle.
Classic gay.
Number 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 poop commandments.
Ooh, I know this one. Trebek, in that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is dual.
Very good. Excellent job. Duel it
The
is.
10 dual commandments.
You are 5 for 11 right now.
Gosh, I'm doing poorly.
Very poorly. V poorly, as the kids say. It's all right. You can still get over half. Veep. Yes. It must be nice. It must be nice to have poop on your side. Go.
Trebek, in that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is Washington.
Yes, it is. Very good. Very good. I love how on pitch and in time it was. Very good.
Grazie.
All right. 3 left. Dear Theodosia, what to say to you? You have my eyes, you have your mother's poop. 10 seconds.
Oh my gosh, shit. Trebek, and that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is, you have my eyes, you have your mother's
2 seconds.
face?
Oh, I'm sorry. The correct answer is name. You have your
Damn
mother's
it.
name. Every time I sing that song myself out loud, I accidentally say smile. I don't know why. It's not anywhere.
And that's what I was thinking at first, but I was like, it's not the smile.
Nope. You have my eyes. You have your mother's name.
Yep.
All right.
Damn it.
This one is, I don't know. This one's going to be difficult. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
My name is Philip. I'm a poet. I'm a little poop, but I can't show it. 10 seconds.
Trebek, and that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is...
And we're at time. Do you have an answer?
No.
I'm sorry. The correct answer is nervous. My name is
Damn it.
Philip. I'm a poet. I'm a little nervous, but I can't show it.
But I can't show it.
You are a terrible Hamilton fan.
I'm a bad... I love it. I just don't know all the lyrics very well.
All right. Final one. You are right now you have 6 out of 14. This is your chance to get just under half.
To still fail.
This one's a wrap. So make sure you're listening very astutely. It's gonna be quick.
Astute.
Astute. Lafayette! I'm taking this horse by the reins, making red coats redder with blood stains. Lafayette! And I'm never gonna stop until I make them drop, burn them up, and scatter the poop. I'm Lafayette! 10 seconds.
Oh, jeez. Trebek, in that hit Hamilton hoedown, poop is it blood?
Oh, I'm sorry. We were looking for the word remains. Burn them up
I was
and
gonna say
scatter the
bones.
remains.
Damn it. So I got how many?
You got 6 out of 15.
Yeah, I did a
What percentage is
piss poor
that?
job.
Piss poor.
Piss poor.
6 divided by 15 is a 40%. All right, Jesse.
Cool. I did a great job.
You have no idea how many times that I practiced that last rap before this episode.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
That was pretty damn good.
And I'm never gonna stop until I make them drop and burn them up and scatter the remains. I'm Lafayette.
Lafayette. Lafayette is one of my favorite characters in that, and especially in the guy who played him here in Chicago. When I saw him,
who was Lafayette here in Chicago?
He was a guy.
In Chicago.
He went to that music-y school in Tennessee.
No sé.
It starts with a B.
Bob's Burgers.
Belmont
Abbey.
Let's see. Who played Lafayette?
I have my my old playbill around here with the cast list in it. I could go look it up somewhere. But I'm not going to. And remind you of my love.
Oh. Was it Chris Lee?
No sé ese.
Might have been Chris Lee. Let me Google his image.
While you are Googling the image, everyone else, how many did you get right? Do you know the lyrics to Hamilton? Go watch it this weekend. It's going to be... The original cast, too. It's the filming of the original cast, including Leslie Odom.
This is him. It was
Aaron
Chris Lee. He was so fucking good.
Was he so fucking good? I mostly love Lafayette in that show just because I love to scream, Lafayette!
It's so great. Also, I like that the French people were with us to defeat those freaks in the UK.
Those freaks.
Those freaks.
Gross. Grody.
Going up the lift. Tea time.
It's mostly the tea time that really grinds my gears.
You know what grinds my gears?
You know what grinds my gears?
Having to drink my tea at a certain time of day. Stupid. So dumb.
So yes, please go let us know in the poll on Affable Idiots on Twitter, @AffableIdiots. And let us know how many you got right. Jesse, you got 6 out of 15. I'm going to
write that down. 6
I got
out
100
of 15.
out of 15.
You got 100 out of 15?
I did.
Trebek?
Yeah, well, I probably looked up 100 lyrics, so I guess that makes me right. But Jesse, let's move on now to our honest discussion. Last week we talked about crying and whether it makes you look like a little weak baby or whether it's just a normal thing that most people shouldn't feel uncomfortable doing. And I think we sided with, like, it's a normal thing and more people should do it.
Yeah.
This week...
Your emotions should not do stunts when it comes to crying.
Correct.
You should let it out.
I just said correct. You brought to the table this week, Rate the Planets. Rating the Planets is your honest discussion. Would you like to kind of introduce us to this topic?
Absolutely. So for those of you who do or don't know, there are currently 8 planets, not considering dwarf planets and things like that. We have 8 main planets in our solar system.
So how do we now...
Little did you all know. What
do you think the acronym or the mnemonic that teachers use to teach the planets now?
What was the new sea anemone?
The new moon phenomena. It was something about like pizza, like my mom's pizza. Remember the planets.
My very early math jester said, "Uncle, never."
So here's the one that I learned in school, and I've also seen on TV shows and things like that, so I think everybody learned this. My very eager mother just served us 9 pizzas. Without Pluto...
If I ever learned that, I don't remember it.
How do we do that now without pizzas at the end? Just served us 9 what magnitude?
Just served... My very early eager mother just served us... nouns.
Just served us. I thought I could come up with a food that starts with an N.
Well, yeah, what foods start with an N?
Just served us our court summons.
Our court summons.
You've been served.
My mom just served me.
Foods
what is an N food?
That start with N. Nuggets.
Just served. Oh, yeah, nuggets.
Just served us nuggets.
My very eager mom. Maybe we should say earnest. Because if she's only serving us a regular amount of nuggets, she's not going to be so eager. Maybe she's doing it earnestly.
There's not a lot. Like there's
nuggets?
there's like a recipe thing, like a recipe site, and it just said they could only find 21. There's nuggets, and some of them are like navel oranges. So like that's not even a
No,
that doesn't
it's an
even count.
orange.
Nectarine, noodles, nougat, nutmeg,
Yeah.
nachos,
Yeah.
and then everything else is nonpareil, naan bread, nigella seed,
Naan.
nasi
Ooh, my
goreng.
very eager mother just served us naan. It's a non-issue.
I get it. I get
love
it.
naan.
Sorry, I sidetracked us.
I like Mr. Virgin Eagle.
Mr. Virgin Eagle. Okay.
Mr. Virgin Eagle met jealousy, sadly, until never.
I think you're onto something there.
That's the one. That's the one.
Nailed it.
Do you have access to the note that I made that lists them all in order of appearance?
I just opened the note in order of appearance.
From the sun. Some of these planets are really far apart. Let me just tell you. Like Neptune?
Like Uma Thurman's eyeballs?
Uma Thurman's eyeballs. Neptune is really fucking far away. It is way out there.
But Neptune's also pretty dope.
Neptune is pretty dope. It's the 8th and most distant major planet orbiting our sun. It's dark, cold, and whipped by supersonic winds. It was the first planet located through mathematical calculations rather than by telescope.
Oh.
You can find all of this information on NASA's Solar System Exploration website.
So we're rating these planets. What's our criteria? What are we rating them on?
I think just how we feel about them, as if they're best. Just
Best?
like us, how we feel about them.
The best
Yeah,
planets?
like what are the best planets in order? Like what we think are the coolest, or the just like, I think through our discussion we have to determine, like, okay, Earth is great. Should it be number 1? It has all of our life. Like, it's the only planet that we know can house life as of right now in this solar system, at least.
Depends on what you define as life.
Yeah. Human, animal.
Is a hurricane alive? I don't know. Can there be hurricanes elsewhere? I don't know.
There are sandstorms.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to throw out just a couple of wild accusations here.
Do it.
Mars is boring. Mars is a boring planet.
We've been trying to get to Mars forever. I'm over Mars.
And we just fucking can't do it. You know why we can't do it? It's not because we don't have the technology. It's because we get halfway there and we're like, God, are we really still going to Mars? Let's turn around.
Yeah.
We've tried a lot, and we just can't bring ourselves to end up at Mars because it's just so fucking boring. It's nothing but red and storms, and all the dust is the same color, and all the storms are the same storminess, and there's no water.
Yep.
There's nothing cool about it. Mars is just boring.
Just red. The only thing that's cool about it is Ben Affleck's best friend, Matt Damon, grew potatoes with his own
pooping
poop.
Potatoes. Yep. So Mars, little overrated. Just gonna throw that out there.
Something that I just read is that for Neptune, how long do you think it takes Neptune to complete one trip around the sun?
What is a year for Neptune in Earth days?
Yeah. Like in Earth, how many Earth years does it take
Neptune?
Neptune?
Okay. So we're doing like a currency exchange here.
Yeah, it's a currency exchange. Bearing in mind,
one Neptune
is
year.
the farthest planet.
I'm gonna say one Neptune year is 200 Earth years.
You're not far off. It's 165 Earth years.
Whoa! No one's ever been alive a whole Neptune year. If you think about it, we're all infants.
We're all infants. In 2011, Neptune completed its first 165-year orbit since it was discovered.
Whoa!
In 1846.
Whoa!
That's pretty cool.
That's dope. But see,
AF.
Neptune is dark, cold, and whipped by supersonic winds, according to NASA. That sounds dope. That sounds like it's a cool, mysterious...
Pretty goth.
Yeah, right? I think that puts it pretty high in the ranking. Here's another thing. Uranus, which I've decided we're calling it Uranus and not Uranus for this podcast.
For the purposes of this podcast.
Right,
yeah,
because
definitely.
anus, poop, funny, but haha. So, two things about it. One is that it rotates at nearly 90-degree angle from the plane of its orbit.
Ooh.
Two, there are 2 rings around Uranus. They're not featured in this picture here, but if you Google it, Uranus has rings. 2 of them. Like little Nuva rings.
It's not going to get pregnant.
Everybody thinks that Saturn has a monopoly on planetary rings, but Uranus has 2 sets of rings. The inner system of 9 rings consists mostly of narrow, dark gray rings. The outer 2 rings, the 2 outer rings, the innermost one is a reddish-like dusty rings elsewhere in the solar system, and the outer ring is blue like Saturn's E ring.
Ooh.
So Uranus is pretty dope. And if I'm not mistaken...
It's nicknamed the sideways planet.
Right, because it's at 90 degrees.
Because
so the rings are actually
yeah.
vertical, which makes it even fucking cooler.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And right now, if you're looking at NASA's website, it is currently moving closer and closer to the sun.
Is it going to hit the sun?
I mean, it's going to hit the sun. It's about it's close to 2 billion. It's 1.8 billion miles away from the sun right now.
It's 3 trillion kilometers.
But that's right. It's getting almost 10 miles closer to the sun every second.
That's insane
to think about.
It is moving 10 miles a second, Jesse. That's 600 miles an hour? No, that's even more. What's 60 times 60? That's 3,600?
Oh, yeah.
So it's moving at 3,600 miles an hour.
That's insane.
Yep.
That's insane.
So I'm going to say Uranus is
cool.
pretty high up there on list of the best planets.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's super cool. It's such a cool thing. It's named after the Greek god of the sky.
Dope. Sky is cool.
It was the first planet found using a telescope, which is a huge deal.
Yep.
It has 27 moons.
Oh my god. See, Uranus does everything better. It does rings better than Saturn.
It's got a good name.
It's got a good name, good for jokes and funniness. It's got more moons. Like, we are like, oh my god, the moon is so cool and dark and mysterious. We've got 27 of them on Uranus.
It's amazing.
All right.
It's so fucking cool. All right. Yeah, I think it's got a... Uranus, your anus, orbits the sun, a star, and is the 7th planet from the sun. Sorry, I'm just reading about it. Ooh, it's gassy. Its atmosphere is made mostly of molecular hydrogen and atomic helium with a small amount of methane, which many of you will know is the gas produced in a fart.
Your anus is filled with methane.
That just fits with the whole your anus.
Yep. Now, you said it was gassy. Is it a gaseous planet as in like the entire planet is gas, or does it have some kind of solid surface that you can touch down on? Because that's my argument against Jupiter, is that it's all gas.
This is, it's also known as an ice giant. So most of its mass is hot, dense fluid of icy materials, water, methane, and ammonia above a small rocky core. So it's got more solidity, is that even a word, than Jupiter.
Okay.
But not as much. Also, did you say Uranus has 2 rings? It has 13 rings.
Sorry, 2 sets of rings.
2 sets of rings.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the inner rings and the outer rings. Yes. Yep. It's so cool. Yeah. Oh, one cool fact. Like Venus, your anus rotates east to west. But your anus is unique in that it rotates on its side, which we knew. Mm-hmm. It cannot support life, which I think we all knew that.
Again, it depends on what you mean by life.
If you want to also know, to compare the size, your anus, I'm just going to call it your anus
okay.
for the rest of the podcast. Your anus is about 4 times wider than Earth.
That's a good burn.
If Earth were the size of a large apple, your anus would be the size of a basketball.
Whoa. What if my anus is already the size of a basketball?
Ooh, Tish. I definitely think your anus should be, at least from what we know so far, the leader.
Yep.
That's a subject to change, but maybe we'll put it down there in the first position for now.
Great.
Perfect.
I'm going to throw out a couple of other things.
Let's
Jupiter. It's good and bad. It's bullshit because it has, like, if you get tired, it's all gas. You can't set down on it. You can't, like, I'm going to take a rest by just landing on it real quick. Because it's a gaseous planet, right?
I think so. Yeah, let's look. It's a Yep, the planet type, gas giant. Let's see.
But
yeah, it's gas. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool as shit because it's got the big red spot. That's dope. It's very pretty looking. It has
75 moons.
75 moons. That's a lot of moons. And one of them, I believe, Io, is a moon that we think might be able to support life sometime in the future. So, like, we could possibly live there.
That's right. So Jupiter, 9 spacecraft have visited Jupiter. 7 of them flew by, and 2 have orbited the gas giant. So obviously none have landed. Yep. Gas. Then it says Juno, the most recent spacecraft, arrived at Jupiter in 2016.
Wonder what it's doing there. Just popping a couple Coronas.
Probably just, spying.
Spying. Yep.
Spying on it.
So
Let's
Jupiter,
see. 11 Earths.
It's got some dings against it, but it's got a cool moon. It's got 74 other cool moons. It's got a spot. It's pretty.
I can't even put it into words. I'll just have to read the words that I'm trying to read. 11 Earths could fit across Jupiter's equator.
Whoa, that's just like a flat.
So the
2D
diameter,
image.
I guess, is what we're getting at, right? Of the planet.
Yeah.
Is 11 Earths.
Oh my god.
Which means the radius is
it's
5.5.
immense. You have to take it out. It's a threat.
It's got short days, but a long year. It rotates about once every 10 hours. So it's a 10-hour day, but it takes 12 Earth years to complete one orbit. And a Jupiter year is called a Jovian year.
Oh, a Jovian. You think Jehovah's Witnesses come from Jupiter?
Definitely.
Nice.
Definitely. It's mostly made up of hydrogen and helium, so you would have a really high-pitched voice.
Yes. That's a plus, and that's a win in Jupiter's column.
Yes. If it has a solid inner core at all, it's likely only about the size of Earth, but we don't know what its core is because you can't get in there.
Right.
It's a pretty cool planet, but I don't know. It's got all these good rings. It's got, the red spot is just a storm, a giant storm, twice the size of Earth that's been storming for over 2 years. A century. Over a century.
Sorry, you said rings,
cool
but I think
planet.
you mean stripes.
Yes. It's ringless, right? Nope. Ringed world. Discovered Jupiter's faint ring system.
Oh, okay.
It has faint rings.
It also has a cool aurora on the top of it. It's a perpetual light show.
Aurora Borealis?
Yeah, very similar. Right on the crown.
It's pretty. But also it just looks like a fiery planet.
I'm going to say for now,
cool.
Jupiter goes at like 3. 3 out of 8. 3?
I can
It can move up, it might be able to move down, but I'm going to say for now, like the fact that it's gassy and I can't land on it if I get tired.
Just keeps it in the top.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Saturn.
So Saturn has some massive rings. Zatarains.
Zatarains. It's nicknamed the jewel of our solar system.
Again, because it's
it does
pretty.
Have huge rings.
If you gave me a ring, if you asked me to marry you, and on that ring was the entire planet of Saturn, I would say yes.
That would really weigh your hand down.
Would it? What's Saturn made of? Let's find out. If it's helium, could be pretty light. I might be able to float away.
You're right. It's gas, but the size of the planet, you think that much helium? What? I wonder what a planet size worth of helium actually weighs. I wonder. It's made mostly of hydrogen and helium, much like Jupiter ascending.
Jupiter ascending. How do we find out what's at the core of it? Like, does it have a solid core?
Let's see. Oh, hot air. Yeah, it's mostly just hot air. Let's see. It's a gas giant. Does not have a solid surface like Earth's, but it might have a solid core somewhere in there.
All right.
According to NASA.
There you go. So that's another ding against it.
It has a short day, long year, though. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding goes the
Hunger
April
Deans.
showers.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, man. Let's see. It takes about 10.7 hours, although it says no one knows precisely to have a day, like to rotate on its axis. And
how hard is it to find out if it has a solid core? Just like shoot a gun at it and see if the bullet comes out the other side.
That would be so American.
Right?
But if it does have a solid core and you shoot a gun at it, it might explode the planet, and then we don't have what are we looking at? Saturn anymore.
I love the idea of a bunch of rednecks headed up there trying to figure out
space cowboys,
like space cowboys with the NSYNC song playing in the back.
With their stupid automatic rifles. Yeah, they're trying to take our Saturn stuff.
Oh my God. Shooting at planets to see if they're hollow or not.
Saturn has 53 known moons, with an additional 29 moons awaiting confirmation of their discovery.
Oh.
So that would be a total of 82 moons.
Again, some of Saturn's moons have conditions that might support life. All right. So I'm going to say, here's the thing about Saturn. Saturn is one of the, like, when you think of the solar system, you think of planets, you think of Saturnans. So I'm going to say, like, it is iconic as a planet and, like, a cool thing.
Oh,
but it's also super iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it. It's nowhere near as pretty as Jupiter. It is.
Yeah.
It's mostly just yellow. It's just got some cool rings on it. That's what really makes it stand out.
It's got a little nipple at the top.
It does. It has a little nipple.
I would put it below Jupiter for sure.
I think I would too. Yeah, I think I would put it below Jupiter.
Well, let's go ahead and put it in 4th place for now. Saturn's. But we can always adjust.
All right. Saturn's. So we've ranked. We've got so far. We've talked about Uranus. We've talked about Saturn's. We've talked about Jupiter and Mars. So we've got 4 more.
Right. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll just put Mars in last place for now because we're bored of it.
Right. Now we know about Earth. We know it's great. We live here. We also know it has the coronavirus on it right now. So it's just a.
That's not Earth's fault though. Earth is pretty cool, though, when you think about it. Like all of the, what we would call acts of God, natural phenomenon, like volcanoes.
Yeah, you're right.
Most of our land, or a lot of our land, at least, is the product of the Earth's core coming up from a pimple on the planet and drying. I mean, all of the Hawaiian Islands are that. I think Earth is pretty damn cool.
Also, it is arguable that the best movies and TV shows are made on Earth.
I think that's probably true, honestly. Yeah.
You ever seen a TV show from Venus? Exactly.
Yeah, nobody has. Nobody. It's the 5th largest planet, which I don't care about, but whatever.
That puts it in the last half as far as size goes.
Let's see here. If the sun were as tall as a typical front door.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Earth would be the size of a nickel.
Whoa.
It's pretty bananas.
That is, I would say, plantains.
Oh, I love plantains.
So yeah, Earth is cool. Earth is cool. It's also multicolor. Like a lot of these planets, they're like monotone or they are like monochromatic.
Mm-hmm.
But Earth is just like got so many pretty colors.
It really does, and it's got such beautiful landscape. Like such
trees,
a variety.
Waterfalls.
I think we should put it as 2. Honestly, I think
I'm not against that.
It's a beautiful planet.
For now, let's rate it as
best
number 2.
Planet.
It's a beautiful planet. It's a perfect planet. All right, so we got left Mercury, Venus, and Neptune to talk about. Although we've already talked a little bit about Neptune.
Yes. Well, let's go to Neptune next.
Supersonic winds. Supersonic. That means winds faster than the speed of sound.
That's bonanzas.
That is Tony Bonanzas.
Neptune is so far away. It is ridiculous. It's almost 2.8 billion miles away.
You know what that means,
from
though?
The sun.
I mean, it's a little emo in that it isolates itself, but it also means it's independent. It doesn't rely on others in order to survive.
Yeah. It's a really cool planet.
It is cool.
It's super cool. I mean, the fact that it takes 165 Earth years to rotate the sun, I don't know. I feel like we might end up needing to move some of these other ones down a bit so that we can get Neptune in there. It's cool as fuck. Not only is it icy and does it have a little bit of solid material, and we know it has a small rocky core, it's also really gassy.
Yep.
And it's got all the good gases. It's got a 16-hour day, but 165 Earth years for a year. That is just mind-boggling, as Will Ferrell would say in Blades of Glory. It's really cool.
There are a couple of long exposure photos taken from the Voyager 2 that also reveal several rings around Neptune. 14
moons. All of which are named after sea gods and nymphs from Greek mythology, which is, take of that what you will.
Oddly enough, cool fact about it, because of dwarf planet Pluto's elliptical orbit, Pluto is sometimes closer to the sun than Neptune is.
It's such a cool planet. And it's called an ice giant.
Yeah, just like Loki's family.
And also the things in Game of Thrones.
Yes, exactly.
What do you call them? White something or other?
The White Walkers. Or wargs, I think they are.
It's the windiest planet.
Now, here's the thing. Cool. Here's the thing. Not a huge fan of wind. I mean, the fact that the winds are supersonic is pretty cool. But have you ever tried walking down North Avenue on a windy day in Chicago?
It's tough.
It is tough. And it is not pleasant. Not Mount Pleasant. So I think that's a ding against it. The fact that it's the windiest planet.
But the fact that it's the windiest and that it can be so windy is pretty cool. But I agree. It is a ding. A ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah.
So we've got, right now our ranking is Uranus, your anus, Earth,
your anus,
Jupiter, Saturn, Mars.
We're some stupids.
Where do we put?
I think maybe we put it below Jupiter, but above Saturn.
I think so too. I think the blue of the planet is cooler than Saturn's rings.
Yes, yeah, and the nipple on top.
Yeah. All right. We've got, 2 planets left?
We've got 2 planets left. We've got Mercury, and we've got Venus.
Mercury and Venus. Now, Mercury, I'm gonna say a couple things about Mercury. It looks cool as shit. The blue and the yellow and the jello and the pudding. And
the pudding.
It looks like, if you look at a picture of Mercury, it looks like fucking fireworks galore all over it.
Yeah.
It's also got a really short year. It's 88 days. Can you imagine getting a cost of living raise every 88 days? That would be so awesome.
That would be amazing. I could really utilize that.
Me too. I could buy a lot of American-made and Earth-made movies and TV shows with that.
And Earth-made. I love Earth-made things.
Yes.
My gosh, this planet is so cool looking.
It's close. It's the closest planet to the sun as well, which means it's badass. It's not afraid to get burnt. You know, they say if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. This thing is like, fuck it, I'm getting in the oven.
I'm going to get into the oven. This one is not afraid to get in your face.
But here's the thing. It is not the hottest planet. Venus is the hottest planet.
Which is interesting because Venus is... So Mercury is the closest to the sun. Venus is the second one. Isn't that right?
Correct. But because of Venus's atmosphere being so thick, it basically acts like a microwave or like a big woolly sweater over the planet.
A big woolly mammoth sweater.
Mercury, though, has no moons, no rings.
Probably because it's too close.
Yeah,
Nothing
all the moons
else.
got burnt up.
So it's not afraid, live together, die alone. It's totally like, it's an independent, badass planet.
It is willing to John Locke it out there on its own.
Don't tell it what it can't do.
So it's definitely a badass planet. Long days, though.
Sunlight would be 7 times brighter. From the surface of Mercury, the sun would appear more than 3 times as large as it does when viewed from Earth.
Ooh.
And sunlight would be as much as 7 times brighter. Despite its proximity to the sun, Mercury is not the hottest planet, which you've already mentioned. It is the smallest planet.
Look at that. Not only is it badass, but it is tiny. It's like Rudy. It's like Rudy. He's the tiniest football player. Look at that. Okay. Mercury's pretty cool. It looks great.
I love it.
It's badass. It's tiny. It's like the fucking Hobbit trying to deliver it to Mordor.
One day on Mercury takes 59 Earth days.
Whoa.
Then it says 1 day night cycle, like day to night, like I guess day. What does that mean? One
like
day
a 12-hour
night cycle.
A day night cycle is a day.
A day. Okay, so I guess 59 Earth days is just the daytime. 1 day on Mercury, when it takes Mercury to rotate and spin once with respect to the stars, it's 59 Earth days. Then it says 1 day night cycle on Mercury takes 175.97 Earth days. What is that?
I'm confused.
Mercury makes a complete orbit around the sun in just 88 Earth days. What is a day-night cycle?
So here's the thing. So it spins 1 full revolution every 59 days. It orbits the sun every 88 days. But because it's orbiting so quickly, 1 spin does not guarantee that it's dark anytime during that time.
Oh.
Because the spin and the revolution around the sun are like pretty close to being like 59 versus 88, like they're pretty close. That means that in one entire revolution around the sun, there are parts of that planet that might not ever see nighttime yet.
Oh shit. Okay, so are they saying like it takes 175.97 Earth days for the whole planet to have experienced night?
Correct. So any given spot on that planet, it takes almost 100. It takes 175.97 days for that to go from light to dark and back to light again. Whereas it takes 59 days for it to just spin.
So that's essentially 2 Mercury years. It takes 2 Mercury years for the whole planet to have experienced darkness.
Right. So like a year for daytime and a year for nighttime.
That's insane. It's such a cool little shit. I can't say B-I-T-C-H. It's not feminist. Bitch.
I can spell.
I can spell.
So I'm gonna say,
super cool.
I'm gonna say Mercury's like 1 or 2, man.
It's a pretty cool fucking planet.
And they named this really cool liquid metal after it in thermometers.
Yeah, that you can't eat.
Or put in hats. Gives you Mad Hatter disease.
Cool. You think 1 or 2?
Your anus is cool. We mentioned a lot of good things about your anus, but it's just not as badass.
It's not as badass as Mercury, but see, I'm gonna have a hard time moving Earth out of place too because it's got so much variety.
Here's the thing. Earth is cool, but it's no Mercury. Earth has a lot of cool things going on for it, but it also has a lot of racist people on it right now.
But you can't blame the planet for the people. That's not the planet's fault. It does, though. It does have that. It's not the planet's fault. Right? The planet, you just got to think about, like, the terrain. Like, if people hadn't come in and built things, all of the different terrains and the different
But is Neptune responsible for its winds?
Yes. Because it's too cold and icy, and it's just gas. Its makeup makes it windy. Earth's makeup makes it beautiful.
Earth's makeup allows for life, which happens to be racist. So it has enabled racism.
I don't like it. We can move Earth to third. I will concede.
I think that Mercury is just it's a badass little warrior.
It is a little badass warrior.
It looks really cool. Its day-night cycle blows my mind.
Marie Curie, her name sounds almost like Mercury.
Almost just like it. So I'm gonna vote for your anus number 1, Marie Curie as number 2.
Perfect.
And then
Earth. How are we gonna say Earth if we're gonna say them all wrong? Eart. Done. Stupid.
Your anus,
perfect.
Marie
I'm good.
Curie.
Your anus, Eart. Marie Curie.
Jupiter.
Eart.
Neptune.
Saturn.
We can just say boring old Mars.
And Mars. It doesn't deserve.
Mars.
It doesn't deserve.
So then we get to Venus. Now, Venus's atmosphere. If you look at Venus, it is hot looking. Hot as in, like, you look at it and your face is
That's where
melt.
men go to get a penis?
That's right. That is where men go to get their penises before they come back to Earth.
It is hot looking.
It also
looks like a fireball.
I feel like it's also constant storms.
Yeah. It's nicknamed Planetary Hotspot.
Yeah, greenhouse effect. The planet's surface
definitely
temperature is about
constant storms.
900 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead.
Good grief. Blech. Also moonless and ringless, but there's no surprise there. Oh, their days last longer than their years. One day on Venus lasts 243 Earth days because Venus spins backwards with its sun rising in the west and setting in the east.
Whoa. They have
Interesting.
Venus's extreme temperatures and acidic clouds make it an unlikely place for life. They have acid clouds.
That sucks.
That's awful.
That sounds terrible. It does have volcanic mountains. Those are pretty cool, though.
Yeah, those are cool, but, like, can you go experience them if it's going to rain acid on you and you're going to be baked like a microwave?
Right. Well, and it says the solid surface is a volcanic landscape covered in extensive plains featuring high volcanic mountains. Like, it's mostly just volcanic mountains and vast ridged plateaus. That sounds like a kind of a boring terrain.
Yeah. No moons, no rings. With all the cloud cover, I doubt you're ever going to really be able to see the sun.
No. Nothing could ever grow there.
Nope.
It's way too hot.
That does not sound like my ideal vacation spot. Just saying.
Say what?
That does not sound like my ideal vacation spot.
No.
I'm going to vote.
Not at all.
That Venus does have more going for it than Mars. Like, it's got some things that makes it interesting and like a cool contender. But so it's definitely better than Mars, but not much. I'm going to vote that it goes at number 7.
Let's do it. Now, should we read about Mars just to see if we learn any new cool stuff?
I guess so. Oh, wait, what's our fun name for Venus? What's our fun name for Venus? I just said Venice.
For Venus.
Venus.
Venus. You said it. You said it right there.
Venus.
Venus. Venus.
Peter Jackson on Venus.
Peter Jackson. 4th planet from the sun. It does have polar ice caps and weather. It has weather. None of the planets have weather. Extinct volcanoes.
Its thin atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide, argon, and nitrogen. With a small amount of oxygen and water vapor. Carbon dioxide. It's like if every breath you took was mostly someone else's exhale. It sounds awful.
Ugh,
it's like someone just breathing into your nose as you try to inhale.
No, thank you. You get carbon dioxide poisoning and die.
Rusty planet, the iron minerals in the soil oxidize and literally rust the planet. Come on.
That sucks.
I never want to even touch like a pole that has rust on it, let alone the entire planet's surface.
Right? Tetanus much?
Right?
It's a big tetanus ball. What's cool is 1 day on Mars is just a little over, excuse me, I burped. It's just a little over 24 hours. So it's just barely longer than an Earth day. But a year in Martian time is 687 Earth days, which isn't far off from 2 Earth years.
Yeah. So that means I'm only 15 years old on Mars.
Yeah, it belongs at the bottom.
Yeah, it's definitely at the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool planet to go to. It's like the closest one that people can actually go and study. And so that's really cool about it. But also, we know more about it than we're going to know about the others for that reason, which makes it less exciting because we don't know. It's the mystery of the unknown.
So here it is.
I think it's
the definitive ranking of the best planets in order from best to worst. Best, your anus, followed by Marie Curie, followed by Eert. Number 4 is Jupiter. Number 5 is, how did we decide we were going to say Neptune?
I forget.
We'll call it Neptunes.
How did we decide? Neptunes.
Then
Neptunes.
And Saturn, Venus, and then finally, rounding out the last of them, Mars. Whore.
Oh, that was fun. Because not only did I have fun ranking these, but I learned some stuff.
We learned so many things. That was educational. I wonder if we could pitch us to school systems. Pitch this podcast as
play
learning
this
material.
podcast in all classrooms. Forever. Nonstop.
That was great, Jesse. Excellent addition to our show today. Thank you. Before we go on to our conversation starter and wrap up our episode, I want to tell you about Affable Idiots. It is the brand under which we fall, as well as our sister podcast, Respawn Aim Fire. If you like video games, go check that out. We just recorded a almost 2-hour spoiler cast for The Last of Us Part 2 with special guest Matt from RI, Dallas, D. Smitty Games. We had Jeff and Darby from Nerds at Large, and we had Jerica from JK Games. So go listen to that. It was one of the best pieces of content we've done. It was great. But we need your help.
Love it.
We need you to go to YouTube, YalpTalp, and we need you to go to each of our 3 channels and subscribe to us. I don't care if you get notifications about us as long as you subscribe. But if you want to get notifications, that's cool too. We need 100 subscribers per channel in order to get vanity names like youtube.com/RespawnAimFire or youtube.com/AAWI. We need those. We need them to make us feel good about our feelings and ourselves. And don't you want us to be happy?
And our stunty emotions.
Yes, our stunty emotions.
Also, I did realize if you Google YouTube, Respawn Aim Fire.
Yes.
And just Google that. It brings it up. Or like YouTube, Affable Idiots.
Perfect.
And then it brings it up. So, and the same for AAWI and also with you. You could just do AAWI. Get at us.
Get at us, bitch. Sorry, that...
it's not feminist?
Not feminist. What do we say instead? Slut? I'm just kidding. That's less feminist.
Get at us, friend.
Friend. Get at us, friend. There you go. Let's be positive.
My people.
And then go interact with us on Twitter. Everything we want in this show to be interactive of some kind. So if you have your score for the Hamilton game, go vote in the poll. If you think that the planets are cool, or if you learn something about the planets, go over there and let us know what you learned. Be like, at Affable Idiots. On AAWI this week, I learned this, this, and this, and I think you guys are 100% right about Mars. And then finally, conversation starters, like the one we're about to read right now. I just put out a call. We are out of conversation starters. We have run dry. Our cup runneth dry. So we need some more of those. Not over. Unless it's over with dust.
Wait, runneth over with the dust of Mars.
With the dust of Mars' rusty planet.
Boring
so go give us a few more of those. And then finally, let's go ahead and jump into it. Conversation starter for this week. This comes from your boyfriend, the listener's boyfriend, Kasey. Everyone who listens to this has a boyfriend named Kasey.
Yes. All of your boyfriends.
They all collectively asked, can you think of any better ways to do pregnancy tests? The most common way right now is to pee on a piece of plastic. Oh, God, what have you done?
I hit my microphone.
Sweet Jesus, what have you done? The most common way right now is to pee on a piece of plastic. Jesse, is there a better way to do pregnancy tests?
Well, there is another way to do it, like actually.
Yes.
And it's a blood test.
Okay.
Which is going to be, as far as like better, it's more, I think it's percentage of correctness is better because you can get false positives and whatnot with the stick. But as far as like ways that we're not testing for pregnancy, I don't know, like put some like sonic headphones on your bellies all the time.
So here's what I'm thinking. As the person who might have gotten the other person pregnant, it is your responsibility to go up to the other person, slap their belly, and then put your ear against it and see if you can hear crying. If you do hear crying, there's a baby in there. She's pregnant.
It's going to take months for a baby to be able to cry or to be developed enough to the point where it could quay.
Where it could quay. Just saying, if you want to know, for sure.
If you needed or wanted to have an abortion, I said it because
you said abortion.
Freedom of choice.
Oh my God.
Pro-choice. By the time the baby can cry, it's too late. You're stuck with this kid now, or you can put it up for adoption, but you still have to go through the trauma of giving birth to it. What if at the moment, if we could figure out a way to give you a shot, like men and women each get a shot so that their eggs and their sperms carry with them the capacity for sound. And when one sperm hits an egg, or two sperms hit an egg, twins, or two sperms hit two eggs, twins, and so on and so forth, it makes a big sound. Like a sonic boom or something.
Yes. The whole building shakes.
And because sperm can live inside of you for what, like 3 days? Is that something like that?
I don't know. I've never had sperm.
You could have had sex
so.
And you're just like hanging out like, well, I'm probably not pregnant. And then like 2 days later, you're just like pooping or something. And then, or in the shower, like watching Real Housewives or whatever you watch.
Whatever you watch in the shower, Real Housewives.
Yeah. And then you hear this big sonic boom. Or instead of that, it's like what's a really stupid song that you don't want to hear? Although maybe you want to be pregnant.
Rick rolled.
So you can't do that. Rick roll. You get Rick rolled when you get pregnant.
I'm gonna throw a similar idea, but kind of go in a different direction with it. Something to know whenever the sperm has hit the egg. If you think about diabetes research, there's a lot of things that we've done now that can help by just, one, identifying symptoms. A lot of times whenever you have diabetes, you might have fruity smelling breath. That's a common symptom of diabetes. They have now contacts that if they can somehow test your tears in the contacts, and as your blood sugar gets low, the contacts will change color, so you start to slowly see color, your entire world starts to change color to let you know, hey, you got to eat something. So that's a thing that can happen. What if we do something similar? If we figure out a way that, like, if a sperm has fertilized an egg, maybe we can turn your pee blue. And so if you look down on the toilet and you see blue pee, you're like, oh, I'm pregnant. Or, here's another thing. We surgically go in to your ovaries. We cut them open. We take each individual egg, and we wrap it.
Terrible.
We wrap it in a little tiny, like really thin membrane with blue food coloring. So every single egg now is in its own little like water balloon full of blue food
Why
coloring.
do the women have to go through all the pain? Why
Because
can't the
here's
men?
the thing. The sperm are the strong ones, and it doesn't have to be pain. We'll numb you, and then we'll give you a lot of drugs for several months to keep you to make you heal better.
To keep you from feeling the pain.
Yes, but here's the thing: the sperm are really strong. Whenever they go to fertilize the egg, they pop the balloon with the coloring, and then blue gets all over your bed sheets. That's how you know you're pregnant.
I don't like that one. That sounds like it's gonna hurt.
I'm throwing out ideas.
Hurt.
I'm throwing out ideas.
I'm just saying, I don't want that one. If we can make the pee turn blue, that'd be cool. But
Well, how do you think it's going to turn blue? You need to have food coloring in there somehow, so we got to coat every single egg in food coloring.
Maybe there's like a shot you can get that has these little like nanite thingies.
Okay.
That go into your body. Or instead of that, why can't we just do like a contact thing, like they have for the diabetes, and it's just like
just hormone levels, just testing hormone levels.
Yeah, like do a contact for that, or like like those bracelets with the magnets to help with circulation or whatever they say they help with.
Yeah,
get something like that, and maybe it can like from your skin test
or
your
like
hormones or something.
Here we go. They're already fashionable. A mood ring. But
they're still fashionable.
And when the mood ring turns a
perfect.
specific color, if it turns pink, you're pregnant with a baby girl. If it turns blue, you're pregnant with a baby boy. If it turns red, you're mad. If it turns purple, you've got to poop.
If it turns orange, your child is a non-binary.
There you go.
Maybe.
There you go. It's multifunctional.
It's multifunctional. But what if you don't want to know the sex?
Well, then you wear the toe ring version of the mood ring, and it only comes in 2 colors. It only has 2 moods on it.
For pregnant or not pregnant?
Pregnant and not pregnant. White, like no color whatsoever, means not pregnant. But if it turns every color, and every color lasts 3 seconds, so it's red, yellow, orange, all the colors.
All the colors of the rainbow.
All the colors of the rainbow plus orange. If it turns all of those colors in 3-second intervals, then there's a chance that you might be pregnant, and you should check your regular mood ring that you're wearing. So the toe ring really points to the other one.
In the rainbow?
No. Yes.
Roy
Red,
G.
orange,
Biv?
yellow. Yes.
It's like, wait a minute.
I just really wanted to emphasize orange.
Orange is important. It's a food that's delicious.
It is one of the best and the worst fruits. We should rank fruits sometimes on here.
That would be
because
good.
Oranges are probably, I'm going to say this out loud, and you all are going to agree with it. It is the best fruit. It is the best tasting fruit.
Orange?
Orange. You eat an orange, it's delicious. You coat an
I
orange in
love
chocolate,
orange.
fucking delicious. It's the best fruit out there. You eat an orange sucker, orange popsicle, orange gummy vitamin. It's the best version of everything. Orange soda. But
It is good.
it is also super sticky. It is really hard to open. Seeds inside galore. It therefore is also one of the worst fruits.
Yep. It is a delicious fruit, though. I do love
So
me an
delicious.
orange. Naranja.
Halftime during soccer, go get yourself some oranges.
Oh my gosh. And if you get the orange slice, you can put it in your mouth and then
Yep.
smile, but
Just
it's just an
like
orange
John
peel.
Locke. Look it up. Everything comes back to
That's
Lost.
right.
Don't tell me what you can't do.
Full circle.
Full circle. We are not talking about oranges, though. We were talking about pregnancy. And Kasey, I think we've discovered that no, there are no better ways to do pregnancy tests, but there are a
Just
lot of
other
alternatives.
Just alternative.
Whether you're smacking your partner on the belly and listening for a cry, or whether you're coating their eggs in food coloring, or wearing a multicolor mood ring. That's what we got.
Or injecting sound into the eggs and sperm.
So there's a supersonic boom that happens when
My personal favorite.
We've
sound.
injected sound. We've taken a sound wave and injected it.
Oh, but so if it makes a sound, you also have to feel it in your body because, well, I guess sound
What if the
makes
sound
vibrations.
accidentally is the brown note and you poop yourself whenever you get pregnant?
You poop yourself? Oh, we got to be careful. Well, I mean, it would have to be finely tuned
Right.
before we could actually put this to the public. But I'm thinking
What if it plays a jingle like...
about for deaf people, if it's a sound, but sound creates vibrations, and especially if it's inside your body, you're gonna feel that, right?
But here's a cool new thing. On iOS 14 that they just kind of showed off, it can recognize sounds like sirens and fire alarms, your phone can, and then it will give you a notification on your phone that says, hey, there's a sound playing right now that sounds like a fire alarm. So you can look at your phone and say, hey, there's a sound playing right now that sounds like you're pregnant.
Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect. I love it. That's the one. I'm telling you.
That's it.
Injecting sound. It's just a shot.
Injecting sound.
It's just a shot you get, and you get it once you come of age where you could be, or no, you make the choice to get the shots. Male in, all people, all genders, and.
But what if a sound injected sperm meets a sound injected egg? Does it cause like a crater in the earth when those two collide?
That's interesting. That's interesting. Because
Because
this is a thing you have to have consent to do. You can't just like go around giving infants shots of this stuff.
And you can't. It's also something that you can't surprise your partner with. You have to let them know when I come inside of you, there's going to be a loud sound. Like I am sound enabled. That's one of those things. Like, have you been tested? Are you clean? Are you on birth control? Are you sound enabled?
Are you sound enabled? Maybe it's just like that. That's just what it is. It's like, okay, if you want to have the capability of this, go ahead, get the shot when you want to get it, like when you're old enough, or are like, having coitus. And then it's just a conversation you have with your partner.
Yeah.
Or if you're one night stando. Whatever. Be like, hey, I'm sound enabled. Have you turned on your sound yet? Could you turn up the volume?
I'm also sound enabled. Should I mute mine so that yours can work? There you go. That's how we avoid the crater in the earth.
Yep, perfect.
Done.
No, you both have to be sound enabled, like in order for the sonic boom to go off.
Oh,
when
you
you're
do?
Pregnant.
I thought just one person had to have the sound enabled. Okay.
No.
So it's a two-party system.
The way I see it, if only one person is sound enabled, it's not gonna make any sound when the sperm fertilizes the egg, because say the egg is, but the sperm's not. But the reason that it makes a sound is because it sees the sound in the other. So if it doesn't see the sound, then it's gonna be like, oh.
So it's not the impact that makes the sound of the sperm hitting the egg. It's actually like the sperm shouting with glee. Like the sperm it's not a sound that like boom it happens. It's like I'm so excited. I'm pregnant. Like that's the sound.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it's like, they make the sound when they collide and the egg is fertilized. That's when it happens, but the sound you hear isn't the sound of that. It's just each thing making the sound.
Okay.
Because it's recognizing sound in the other.
That sounds more difficult because now we're going to have to make these sperms and eggs sentient.
No. It's in the sound. When you inject the sound, there's also in the fluid that you're injecting with the nanites and whatnot.
Oh, right.
It's like a magnet or like a radar. You know how like dolphins have sonar? It's like that, but for sound.
Okay. And they're just programmed.
Of sound.
The nanites that are in the liquid that we're injecting into the sperm, they can recognize when they're close to other nanites, or the opposite end of the nanite, like the other pole of the magnet. They can recognize when they're close enough to shout.
Yes.
Okay. So the sperm itself doesn't have to be smart.
Right.
It's like plugging a dumb lamp into a smart outlet.
Exactly.
The outlet's doing all the work. The lamp can just be dumb, though.
Can just be dumb. Exactly. Now you're getting it.
Okay,
it's relatively painless.
We're on to something there. It's
covered by your insurance. Stupid.
Thank you, Kasey, for that conversation starter. Before we leave today, that was fantastic, yes. Before we leave today, I want to leave you with a parting positive thought, something to send you off into the world with a smile and a good kind of a thinking time. This one comes from Confucius. Confucius says, our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising.
I read galling.
You did write galling, and I had to fix it in real time. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. So even if it's shitty right now, Get on back up. Try again.
If at first you don't succeed,
Don't try skydiving.
And try again.
When I was little, I heard a radio commercial that said, "If first you don't succeed, don't try skydiving, because you won't have a second chance if you don't succeed at skydiving."
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. Unless
you're like a rubber man or woman. Well, a rubber person, unless you're a rubber person. And then you just bounce.
That's it for AAWI. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We will see you next week. Until next time, hugs and kisses.
Hearts and sharts.
And sharty farts.
Bye-bye.